Welcome back to the Peter H channel. Another Sealey 100 gasless MIG welder project here. This time I'm using 0.8mm wire. Let's just have a quick look at these settings that I've got. Okay, my wire speed is about 6, maybe just over. Got the power down to minimum, and that's about as far as you can go with this one. So I was just tidying up this rear shock, and the wire wheel actually went through the metal of the side. Now the thing is, this shock, it works, you know, so there's no point in replacing it if it works. And you know, a new shock it's only 20 quid, but this welder, the Sealey, you know, was less than 100 quid. So if it can repair this shock and save me 20 quid, you know, it's making itself worthwhile. So I've just connected the cathode to the end of the shock. Got a thin little piece of metal there because it's only a thin piece of metal. Now it's less than a millimeter. Maybe it's actually around a millimeter. It was thin enough to cut with the wire snips. So without further ado, let's get that on there before it starts raining. Blowing through quite easily. Grind off. Oh no, we won't. No, let's not grind it off just yet. May as well make it easier. So just before I give that a grind down, I know I'll have to go over it again because I can see that I didn't quite get the edge there. But it's always nice to have a little grind down with this. just going to go in and touch up these tiny little pinholes here, just a little blob on each. Hopefully won't cause any major problems, and grind it down again, and that'll be it for me really. That's repaired enough really. Once we put some thick black paint on there, that'll be right as rain. Yeah, well, you could chase your tail with these tiny little pinholes, but you know, a skim of filler or some paint is going to fill those. Even the paint is just going to fill those. You won't even need to fill those, especially on something like a shock absorber. You know, like I say, you know, the shock absorber works fine. It's just been laid up a long time, and it's got a rust hole there which blew through, so it was worth repairing it. You know, it still rings quite well. Okay, it's quite awkward to get the calipers in there, but I managed to get 1.55 mil on a consistent basis, so it's 1.5 mil thick, or 1.55 mil thick, 61 thousandths of an inch.